hot air balloon capital of the world, this is live coverage of the 50th anniversary edition of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, powered by ExxonMobil. It's Balloon Fiesta Live. And now, direct from the rooftop studio at Balloon Fiesta Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico, here are your hosts, Glenn Moyer and Art Lloyd Jr.
And good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whether you're here on the field with us at Balloon Fiesta Park or joining us on Balloon Fiesta Live around the world. It is Wednesday, it's Hump Day at the 50th Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta powered by ExxonMobil. You're watching Balloon Fiesta Live. I'm Glenn Moyer, and as always, just beside me is Art Lloyd Jr. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are
I
you?
had to do that because one of our photographers caught a weird picture of me doing that at one of the Navigator.
Jazz hands?
One of those. Yeah. So,
okay.
Hey, it is, you're right. It is Wednesday. It is Mass Ascension Day. It is Flight of the Nations Day, sponsored and brought to us by New Mexico True. And
and it's rainy day.
You know, I was thinking on the way in this morning, I can't remember a year where we've had this many days of iffy weather.
I can't either. In the 33 years I've been up here, I don't remember a week like this. One where it was this unseasonably warm.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really been, the temperatures have been really nice. We haven't had a lot of wind issues. Well, a couple of the evenings.
The first couple of evenings, but
but I mean, when we've flown, the conditions have been good throughout, not like sometimes when the wind comes up and the landings get a little sporty or whatever.
All that.
But it's just been this constant spotty rain and storminess that's not so much been here at Balloon Fiesta Park, but just kind of all around us in the area, causing problems.
I have a little satellite loop of the weather that runs on my home computer with my weather station, and I was looking over the last 3 days, and there is just this system, clouds, and you just see it kind of circulate, move a little to the left, a little to the right. It's just been sitting there, and it's a 3-day loop I'm looking at.
Yeah, Troy Bradley posted a thing yesterday on his social media with a map of the United States for each of the last 4 days, and there's this big green blob over New Mexico, and he says, you know, we all feel like Mother Nature's picking on Albuquerque. Yeah. Because everywhere else in the country, now that Hurricane Ian is gone, seems to be pretty nice.
Yeah,
and we're sitting here in the midst of all of this grunge.
And I remember early in the week they said that all of this should start moving out as Ian left.
I was just talking with Ruth Lynn a few minutes ago before we came on, and I was saying, I can remember, I think it was Monday night when Brad Tiemeyer, our weather guy, was up here, and he said, Wednesday's going to be the best day because by then everything's going to move out and it's going to be nice and clear, so Wednesday's going to be a great day. Hello, Brad.
You notice he hasn't come back to
talk
to us.
Well, that was the other thing I've noticed is that, you know, I know the weather has been challenging for him because generally he takes time to come up and visit with us here on the tower, and we've not seen him at all this week, except when he's been in part of the confabs backstage, you know, for the evening events. But he hasn't come up and visited with us on air and talked about the weather and whatnot because he's just been too busy trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and we chatted when he was here that one night off air. We did say, and he says, yeah, I'll get there if I can the weather ever settles down.
Yeah, because I know the weather's been, you know, just absolutely confusing him. Well, maybe confusing
just
isn't the right term.
Challenging
him because you're trying to figure out what's going to happen and when, and it just keeps changing, and nothing that was predicted has come true yet. So, because today is not, so far, anyway, a nice day. We've still got. I was rained on all the way on the drive, all the way into the park this morning.
Yep. So as usual, we will wait and see.
Yeah.
Yesterday we didn't.
Sure.
Yeah. Yesterday we didn't think coming on the air that we had a chance of doing anything.
And it turned out to be a great morning. Other than gray skies, it was a great morning for flight. Exciting competition.
Very exciting.
I've seen both Zarek Wells and Joe Zavada's videos of their runs to the target that they've posted.
We're actually going to show that as well as some of our footage. We'll show that a little bit later this morning here. But we have that, so we have some great stuff from competition.
Poor Zarek. I mean, gosh, your heart breaks for the guy. He's defending champion, and he had the boat nailed and got it on the bow, and it bounced off. I mean, just.
I don't know if he was aiming for the bow. I haven't had a chance to talk to him, or if he was aiming for in the boat.
In the boat, would have been safer to go in the boat.
In the boat, but maybe he had just a little overthrow.
It's like we said yesterday when we were doing the event. You know, it's a high risk, high reward competition. there's very high risk. If you go for the bow and you get it, there's great reward.
Oh, yeah,
but if you miss or you bounce off, like Derek did, well, kerplunk, to use your term.
Yeah, that was it was definitely fun to be able to be out there yesterday. Competition resumes tomorrow, and we'll be out there in the middle of it again if you missed any of it. Of course, the entire show is still live, well, recorded as live and still available on BalloonFiesta.com. You can go check it out, as you can all of our shows. We are now at the 18.5-hour mark, I think, of broadcast over the last 5 days.
What I like about the weather, too, is that our stage camera now looks a bit like Darth Vader here in front of us. If it were just going, that would probably finish it off, because, it's all tarped up and got this cape-looking thing over it, and there's just this eye staring at you.
Because it has been kind of spitting on us.
Yeah, it has. But so, it is what it is, and we'll deal with it. We've dealt with it all week long. Really, like you say, Saturday was the perfect day, Chamber of Commerce Day, as we like to say. Yeah. And then it's gone downhill from there. But we've managed, somewhat surprisingly, I think. We got a great flight off on Sunday. We had great competition yesterday, and a flight. We've lost the evening event so far, but yeah, it's been a weird year.
It definitely has been. Yes, and. The other thing that I've talked to people about is, a week and a half ago, I was looking out at the long-range forecasts, and it appeared that it was going to be a great sunny week for the entire week. There was no indication that there was going to be any kind of systems or rain or any of that other stuff, and then all of a sudden, basically Thursday and Friday, right before the event started, all of a sudden the system showed up, and it just won't leave. It wanted to be here for the party. That's what it is.
Mother Nature wanted to be
here for the party and make sure we knew she was here.
And she's not going home until we go home, it looks like.
It could be that way.
Who knows?
It could be.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. Hey, being Wednesday, this is a day of a midweek mass ascension, Flight of the Nations. It is typically also when we do the Dawn Patrol show, brought to us by Route 66 Casino and Resort. And a few of our Dawn Patrol balloons told me that they plan to stand up and do a little show this morning.
Okay.
They were not going to be flying. I keep watching for them, and I don't see any inflations out there. Do you?
No, I have not. I've kind of been glancing that direction as well, and I haven't seen anything happening, because that is what we did yesterday. Michael Scott and then a couple of others, started off, and then
Mike
a few others joined. Mike Hefner joined him, and did sort of a pre-dawn, glow,
little
mini glow
us.
sort of thing. Since they didn't fly, and we kind of expect that would be the routine again this morning, because everything right now, if it's been like the past couple of days, everything's going to hinge on what we see once the sun comes up.
Right.
So prior to that, we're probably not going to do a great deal.
That's when we'll be able to see that. Of course, I know our weather guys are looking at the weather radar, and we set up an entire network of weather stations around the metro area, different strategic spots around the area, and so they're watching all of those, as well as all the weather. We have a lot of weather technology out here that we pay attention to, with pieballs going off. They send actually a drone up to check what the winds are doing, those kinds of things. So they're watching all of that. There's a team of half a dozen of them or so that actually do that. And so they obviously are watching all of that and getting reports from everywhere. Everyone's a weather expert these days.
Of course.
And can, even the apps on your phone, it will tell you it's going to rain in 20 minutes at your house.
Yeah.
And they're pretty accurate.
Usually they're fairly close.
As long as you have your locations kind of set correctly. So, yep. So we'll see what's going on, and I think we do have a camera at Pilot's Briefing. We're going to kind of wait to see when they get to the weather and see what's going on there as well. So we're just... Oh, okay. Well, so we talked about this being Mass Ascension Day and Flight of the Nations Day. Flight of the Nations being presented by New Mexico True and the New Mexico Tourism Department, basically. And Ruth Lind is chatting with folks from the New Mexico Tourism Department. Good morning, Ruth.
Good morning, Ruth.
Good morning. I'm down here on the field in front of the New Mexico True Balloon with Lansing Adams. Lansing is the Tourism Development Director for the state of New Mexico. And he was telling me about a sponsorship that they have with Balloon Fiesta.
Thank you, and thanks for the opportunity here. So yes, the Balloon Fiesta, incredibly important to the state of New Mexico, and this being the 50th, we really wanted to support the event. So we did double down on our sponsorship this year, about $50,000 to support this event. We're just very, very proud of the pilots, the community, just everyone who makes this event something so spectacular.
That's wonderful. That's a very generous sponsorship. How does your department use Balloon Fiesta in its tourism outreach?
Well, our brand essence, our brand New Mexico True, really is based on adventure steeped in culture. And really, when you talk about Balloon Fiesta, it really encapsulates that in many ways. It's the adventure of ballooning. It's the culture that has sort of been built through the history of this event. And so we use, we're privileged to be able to use a lot of the content and a lot of the beautiful imagery to sell the state of New Mexico year-round.
And how do you do that?
We have a national marketing campaign, and that national marketing campaign hits our key travel markets, and so we have that content displayed in those markets. And so, again, it's just beautiful images you never see anywhere else, and so it's really a catalyst to drive people here to both experience this event, but just also experience New Mexico year-round as a destination.
And you have a cabinet secretary potentially going up if they fly this morning. Tell us how that came about.
Yes, so we have a great relationship with Bill Lee. He's one of the best pilots the state has, and we've really over the years built a great relationship with Bill Lee, and so we trust him, and Secretary Schreier will be hopefully going up with him today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Lansing. And we're going to send it back up to the stage for any pilot briefing news we may have.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ruth. And we look forward to getting our Flight of the Nations underway today. And so we'll look forward to that being one of the elements of this morning. Our camera here on stage has gone from looking like Darth Vader to more of a baby Yoda. Because now they're trying to basically strap down the tarp that covers it, and it's kind of like looking a bit more like Baby Yoda, all bundled up here in front of us.
Only it's blue.
Except it's blue. That's yeah. Well,
the blue tarp.
Yeah. Hey, there are some balloons beginning to inflate on the field, as you can see on the stream. That
yes.
would be some of our Dawn Patrol folks that I think you were mentioning.
Exactly. I just heard from Michael Scott. They've been given the green flag for them, the Dawn Patrol people, to stand up and do a static until 6:45.
Okay.
And the reason behind the 6:45 is because that's when we would start standing up the balloon of the day and our other balloons as well.
Right.
And they don't want them standing up in the middle of things. So don't read anything into they've got to be down by 6:45 because things are changing.
No, it's just every event here has its time slot,
and you got to hit it
that you can operate within, and yeah, you've got to hit it. And so normally Dawn Patrol would launch and then would be up and away by 6:45.
Yeah, they would be gone.
That's when we would then start usually the Krispy Kreme glow. Yeah, thank you.
I was posing, sorry.
It's been a long week. Oh, you were posing? I see. It's been a long week, and we're both a little sleep deprived probably, but so my brain's not working as fast. But yeah, so glow was the term I was searching for. Normally we would then have the Krispy Kreme balloon standing up, and then that leads us into the national anthem and the launch of the balloon of the day at 7 a.m., which also is usually when the sun comes up, and we get started with our flying activities. And so that's what we're hoping for this morning, pending obviously Mother Nature and her cooperation. But it is at least a positive sign that the green flag has been given to the Dawn Patrol members, those who want to stand their balloons up and put on a bit of a static pre-dawn glow as opposed to a Dawn Patrol show this morning. And there are at least a couple of the balloons that I can see out there that are beginning to cold inflate. So yeah, we'll have some ballooning activities happening here very shortly as we wait to get the latest word on weather, and that'll happen up at pilot briefing, and I think we'll take you up there once we get to that segment of the briefing.
That is Dreams Fulfilled, Brian Carlson, who is the balloon we're looking at getting cold inflated on our camera.
There is the museum, a great look toward the south of Balloon Fiesta Park with corporate village. You can see the big Exxon Mobil tent there, but you can't really see our rooftop studio, even though the lights are on.
Well, we'll have to turn up the lights or something.
I guess. Yeah.
Hey, and the folks at the Balloon Museum usually watch Balloon Fiesta live while they're over there, so shout out to the folks enjoying the Balloon Museum this morning.
You can see them all
they're all lined up there, yeah.
milling about up on
Checking
the
out
second floor there.
Yeah, checking out the
windows on the left.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they just thought they were going to be able to hide over there.
Yeah, well, they have some Fiesta viewing party things over there at the museum, so folks gathering over there.
Hey, while we're waiting on pilot's briefing here, I got the truck doing a couple of things.
Okay.
We mentioned competition yesterday. We might as well see if we can't bring up. I put together like a 2.5-minute highlight deal of some of the throws that we covered as the pilots were coming in and getting into the boat. So let's go ahead and let you see that, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
Roll it, Steve.
And we're going to watch and see what happens as he has a very decent line for the boat, putting heat in as he comes by. Marker in hand, there's the throw right in the boat.
Awesome.
Number 171 right in the boat. So one of the early balloons coming by right in the boat. He just threw a marker on the land as well, but the orange marker that is in the boat, great throw. It's not unfurled. I don't know if that'll be an issue. Back and forth, he's flying that. We can see the special 2021 Balloon Fiesta champion banner on the side of his basket as he comes through.
We have a great shot of him on the feed right now.
And there he is. There's the throw.
Oh! Oh!
That is exactly what we've been talking about. Right to the bow of the boat. If it had stopped, it would have been great.
But it
bounced and slid off.
Oh my gosh. I'm heartsick for Zarek.
So Mark has a very good line on the boat. The red racer with the black and white spiral checks going up.
Got his marker out and in his hand.
Marker in hand. He's got it all wadded up. Boom! In the boat.
All right. Well done, Mark.
Good job, Mark Sullivan. So we can take a look here. This is Mark's marker. The tail is coming off, but the weighted part, which is the part that counts, inside the boat and actually closer inside the boat than that very first one that was never unwrapped. So Steve's going to throw his second marker on the X while we watch Joe come through. Put some heat in, get the marker out, wind it up, let it loose. Oh! Just outside.
Oh. Wow.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, that was an awesome morning. It was fun to watch. Now, my question for you, though, as we were discussing yesterday about the first marker in the boat, was in the boat, but the marker was not unfurled.
Correct.
Was there a ruling of any kind on that you're aware of?
Well, I know that there was a lot of discussion about it. I do not know what the outcome of that was.
Okay.
Because I got a call from the Balloon Fiesta officials wanting to know, one, what I saw since I was standing there, and then I said, we have all this on Balloon Fiesta Live. Oh, can we see that? And so we sent that part of the clip to them. Turns out one of our PA assistants, Orly, also recorded it on her phone while she was out there. So we took them that footage, and then our official photographers had pictures as well. So it's documented always to Sunday out there.
Yeah.
And they reviewed all of that. How they ruled, though, I do not know.
Okay. All right.
But the apparent winner, as we saw, as we showed you,
Was
Mark
Sullivan. Yes.
Yeah, he would be about 10 inches shorter, closer to the center of the X.
Right.
So even if they didn't do a penalty, Mark appears to be the winner of the Sid Cutter Memorial. Very appropriate here on the 50th anniversary. Mark and Sid Cutter, who the task, of course, is named for, very good friends for a very long period of time. And in fact, Mark is usually there at the awards banquet to help Jewel Cutter present the plate.
The plate
that
the winner of that task receives.
at that.
In this case, Jewel will be there to present the plate to Mark, which will be kind of nice.
She was so excited to see Mark come in.
Oh,
I that was really exciting.
Well, and speaking of old friends, we've been talking a lot about obviously the beginning of Balloon Fiesta back in 1972, and yesterday after we were off air, I had a chance to go and have a nice visit with my previous partner, the original, what I think everyone considers him the original voice of Balloon Fiesta, and that was Tom Rutherford. And it's been a few years since I saw him, since we last worked together. It's been, I think we were counting, his son Jeremy and I were counting up, 2014 was the last year we worked together. And so, yeah, it's been a few years since I've seen Tommy, and it was good to visit with him yesterday and see my old partner up here. And showed him the picture that was in the program, the nice article you did about the field announcers and how we evolved into what is now Balloon Fiesta Live. So we took that, showed him that picture and whatnot, had a really nice visit. So it was good to see my old friend and the original voice of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, Mr. Tom Rutherford, yesterday.
So we do have 3 of our Dawn Patrol balloons, or is there a 4th one there? Looks like 3 that have stood up this morning.
I think one of them is Michael Scott. I'm pretty sure that one that's glowing right there. I believe
that's what I was going to say. Michael Scott, can you glow for us? Michael Scott. There he is.
There he is. And listening to the radio and PA, that's even more impressive.
How about Dale Ruth? Right next to Mike is Dale Ruth.
There we go.
And out there on the end, as we mentioned earlier, is Brian Carlton. Brian, can you light it up for us? There you go.
There he goes. Okay. Brian's not in the shot that you see online if you're watching that. He's just off screen to the right.
3 or 4. There is Brian right there.
Yeah,
we get the long
Brian.
shot so
Different
you kind of see down the
yeah.
road. Hey, so Dawn Patrol, you want to try an all-burn for us? How about an all-burn from our mini Dawn Patrol out there? 3, 2, 1, all-burn. Totally unannounced and unprepared.
Absolutely.
But they did a great job.
Yeah. Good morning, Mike Gullo. Mike's a good buddy of mine. He and his lovely wife, Angie, are at home watching us. Mike was one of those who had hoped to be here flying, but wasn't able to get into the event on this. Mike was in ballooning when I first moved to the Shreveport, Louisiana area, and then he and Angie's 2 sons grew up, and they kind of got out of the sport for a while, and he's just recently returned, and that may have had an impact on his getting in, but good to see you this morning, Mike. Good morning.
And they're getting to the weather segment of Pilots Briefing, so let's check in and see what they're telling the pilots about this morning's weather.
Let's do that.
QNH is 1,018, and the winds were out of the north-northwest 350 at 4 knots, broken ceiling at 4,200 feet, and visibility was 10 miles. At Double Eagle, 52 degrees, dew point 52 as well. That makes the relative humidity of 100%. Barometric pressure is 30.24 inches of mercury. They have a wind out of the north-northeast at 020 at 6 knots, reporting light rain, 10 miles visibility, and a broken ceiling at 1,500 feet. So here's kind of what we got going on. We've had a lot of green shading around New Mexico this week. And so we've got a weak area of low pressure, maybe at the surface off to our east, but definitely aloft right over our heads. And you can see that here in the radar in a second. Just wanted to show this map here. Across the entire country, it's basically clear. But right where we're at, we're lucky enough to have a marginal risk for excessive rainfall. So what that means is there is an outlook, at least a little bit anyway, for some heavy rain, especially later on today as we see some scattered showers and thunderstorms redevelop across the area. So like I mentioned, it's pretty quiet across much of the country, not so much here though. You can see that we're shrouded in a lot of upper level cloud cover, and that's gonna keep the atmosphere from mixing too quickly this morning. So given that that's the case, I think we're looking at somewhat of a similar conditions to what we saw yesterday. with that said, you can see that counterclockwise circulation basically centered over Albuquerque itself. So right in the center there where you see I-40, I-25, you see that counterclockwise circulation. And actually over the last 10 minutes or so, we've had a shower start to develop just south of Balloon Fiesta Park. So I'm gonna try to make this quick because I think that it might get a little wet here in the next 20 to 30 minutes. So, showing the upper level charts just to show you what's going on. We do have that bend in the isobars here, you can see, and this is indicative of this area of low pressure that's basically over the top of us, and it's not really going to change much. Extending out towards Friday, you can see that we still have that counterclockwise circulation in the desert southwest. This is the remnants of a tropical system that's going to be working its way in, and so we're basically looking at scattered showers. And so it's, I implore you to be patient, and we're going to pivot the best way we can based on the latest trends in the conditions. So given that that's the case, here's what we've got going on the detect system, and it has been absolutely all over the map this morning. But here's where I think we're going to settle in general, but expect a lot of variation to it. So there's a lot of hedge words there, right? So I think in the lowest, say, 1,000 feet or so, winds will be out of some sort of northerly flavor. Whether it's northwest or northeast, that's what I think it's going to be. It's going to kind of vary off and on throughout that. But then once you get above 1,500 feet, the way the low is set up and everything, we should have some sort of easterly. Now, I've told some of the pilots have been asking me, like, what is going to be the best day of the week? And I'm like, I think Wednesday is going to be the best day of the week. But my thoughts were on that is because we have the mountain to our west. And so if you get that easterly wind, it's going to blow. Oh, yeah. Right. It's a long week. So my thought is that if we got that flow over the mountain, that we'd get some sort of sinking motion slightly, and it would reduce the amount of cloud cover. That's not really happening this morning. But I do think that on the other side of the mountain, there's going to be a lot of low clouds, fog, and everything. And I can't even rule that out because of the amount of moisture that we have in the atmosphere. I can't rule out low clouds, so we're going to have to keep an eye on both ceilings this morning, and you saw that in the observations. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the ceilings and the radar this morning to see if we can get some flight activities off. You can see the latest trends here in the near surface layer are picking up in terms of speed. I think that's actually associated with that shower activity kind of working its way in, so I think that that's a temporary condition, and it's going to be working its way out. Speaking of that, here's the outlooks on the TAP, just really quickly. At Albuquerque Sunport, they have a forecast of 070 at 8 knots, visibility greater than 6 miles, light shower activity prevailing, broken ceiling of 3,500 feet, overcast 7,000, and then they have a temporary condition from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. of 6 miles and mist, scattered 500 deck, and then a broken or overcast deck at 3,000. So that's a ceiling at 3,000 feet. Over at Double Eagle, 040 at 6 knots. So that's that northeasterly wind that we're kind of seeing on the detect system there. 6 miles visibility prevailing with moderate shower activity, broken 1,900 feet, overcast 5,000 feet, and they also have a temporary condition running from 6 to 10 a.m. of 4 miles visibility and mist, and a broken, so a ceiling of 600 feet. So that's what I'm saying is that we're just really going to have to keep an eye on two things this morning: the radar to see where those showers are, and also the ceilings, because I do think that we're going to see some ceilings coming down. When we did run the pie balls and the drone winds earlier this morning, what we were seeing is very, very light speeds. We have seen this pick up, like I said, in the last 10 to 15 minutes on the surface, but I think that that's going to be generally a temporary condition. And the Dawn Patrol pilots are doing a good job keeping their balloons static over there just behind us. So like I said, here's the drone wind. We were running it was generally 5 miles per hour or less, and in that near surface layer we were seeing winds out of the north. And here's your pie ball information as of about 5 o'clock. No. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're back. So there, I think Mother Nature is mad at me.
Yeah, I think we going to Albuquerque or Area 51 for training this morning, Joe.
All right. So
we kind of saw this coming, bro.
North wind in the near surface layer. Once you get above 2,000 feet where the mountain doesn't have
we might fly
much
this
wind,
evening,
you're gonna have a
but
wind
this morning,
out of the east
no,
back
not
west.
here.
But there is going to be a lot of variation to it this morning. And I think those are going to be your most consistent winds. And then in between here and there, you're going to see a lot of variability. But I think the winds are generally going to be fairly light. With that said, so the general outlook picture with the shower activity is that I think we're looking at off and on.
Where you want to go, Joe? Albuquerque or Area 51? Once we call this flight this morning.
We're really going to start to see an uptick in the coverage of shower and thunderstorm activity, and that's for that marginal risk of excessive rainfall across the area. I think that's mainly for this afternoon and this evening as we see those showers and thunderstorms become more numerous. With that said, looking at the possibility of lightning and gusty winds with those showers and thunderstorms, so make sure you take your umbrella out to the zoo.
See, this is where they need to have like food trucks and trailers, so like we're having weather delays, you have to sit in vehicles and shit.
Do we have a launch director in the area to give her permission to launch?
Yeah, I don't think we're flying in this area this moment.
Hey, while y'all are watching that, I spent a little time talking to Victoria up here, who is the daughter of Sean Rhea, and I learned a little bit of information about the flight yesterday because Victoria flew with Sean. And I said, well, how you do? And she said, well, if my dad had dropped the baggie when I told him, we would have done better. So, Sean, you might want to listen here. Route 66 Casino Hotel and RV Resort. And then at 6:30, I'm not sure if the Krispy Kreme blow is going to take place, but if they do, that is the sponsored by Krispy Kreme there, so thank you. At 7 o'clock, the national anthem will begin, and we're going to do that regardless of whatever we are able to do flight activity-wise. But the national anthem will begin. The balloon of the day is in L1, and that is the New Mexico True. Bill Lee will be over there with that balloon, and national anthem will start at 7 o'clock. The scheduled time would be then at 7 o'clock, the next group of balloons that would take off from here would be the Flight of the Nations and recognizing all of those folks that are here throughout the world. Then afterwards would be the mass ascension. First wave is odd. Oh, sorry. I was not on the screen. There it goes. Okay. First wave is odd, second wave is even, and then at 7:30 we are set up to set a world record, and today we have at least 75 of the remote control balloons. So the Globitos.
I mean, this evening in Windham looks like it might be able to fly.
If you are in that Rose
right
NEP,
now,
let's give them some space after our activities, or if we're not able to get a flight off, if we can make room for them, because they're going to do their best to set a world record today. And then again at 8 o'clock or sometime after our activities would be the thermal airship. So if we are able to get off, the competition today is not part of the overall. Thank you. Thank you, David. Let's give David the sound round of applause, wherever he may be.
That's
all right, the competition would be off-site. We would launch from here, but the targets would be off-site. The two targets we have chosen are T1 and T6. T1 and T6. You can use any marker color except for your orange or red. Do not use orange or red. We have other plans for that on Thursday and Friday. If that changes as far as the target locations, which I do not anticipate that, obviously I would do that through Remind and the Blue Meister frequency before you launch.
And
okay?
Shit, where we're at.
All right. I'll leave you with these couple words here. For most people, the sky's the limit, but I would dare say that all of us are not most people, and there is no limit to us in the skies that we are able to fly in.
We have some
thank you all, and let's have a great day, and please be patient.
After that,
and if we can, I would
and I'll get the word out. I would open the field for some statics,
by the time
but
that
we're on hold
flies,
for any launches, and I would open the field for the field's not open for statics. I would get the message out that the field would be open for statics if the conditions are right and favorable. And again, we'll keep an eye on not only the cloud cover, the rain, and the winds. We've got your back. So thank y'all.
All right, so we just heard from pilot's briefing what's going on. We saw the radar where there is literally rain all around us.
Yep.
We got a few drops as pilot's briefing was going on. There is that radar again. You see it's kind of all over. And unfortunately, the report from Brad Tiemeyer is that we can kind of expect it throughout the day, off and on.
And it sounds as if it's only going to get worse as the day goes on, particularly noon and afternoon. He was indicating we might see some heavy rain and some lightning even. I know as I was tilting my head back to watch the pieball they released, it went out to the south as we expected, and it got just about overhead of us, maybe a little behind us, and then it seemed to hit a brick wall and started moving to the east, which is, by the way, Brad, where the mountains are, not to the west.
They all called him out on that.
Yeah, you could see.
You could see that happening.
You could see that. Moment happened there. But my point was that as I was looking up, watching the pieball, there were some light sprinkles beginning to hit me in the face, which is probably that rain shower off to the south that Brad said
that Brad was talking about
moving this way.
So we have not canceled anything, but we are on hold this morning, although our national anthem will go off at 7 o'clock or about 24 minutes from now. And then we'll just kind of play it as we go through the morning. You also heard from Henry talk about the RC balloons this morning.
Right. We do have the mini-me's, as I've been calling them here, as many of them are mini replicas of bigger balloons. The hope is to establish a Guinness World Book of Records. And as Henry said, we have at least 75 that are here. And so the plan is to hopefully inflate them along row N and P, I think it is.
Yeah, mostly N, but they'll probably spill over into P.
Yeah, and so hopefully we'll be able to get that done. If the rain showers don't move in, though, I'm seeing a few more sprinkles on my iPhone now and feeling them on my face. It's the 25th for the America's Challenge, and as you just heard, it's
closes at midnight tonight. So if we do not get the flight off today, apparently it will not be happening. They do have another briefing today at 12 noon. And so we will take one more shot at it to see if we can't get the 25th America's Challenge gas balloon event off. Unfortunately, we have 8 teams here with a number of countries represented. So we think it would have been a very fun and exciting international event. The winner of the Gordon Bennett that happened over in Europe just a couple of weeks ago, Willie Eimers and his son, they would have been competing here as well. May still, because again, it's not canceled. The next briefing at noon. Although we are kind of running out of time, their launch window closes at midnight tonight. If we don't get them out by then the event will obviously not happen. So we are now just about 10 minutes away from our national anthem and our balloon of the day. They are telling me the balloon of the day will do a candlestick, light his burners up with the flag attached to his basket as we do here the national anthem. That will again be in just a little under 10 minutes. So we will officially open the day, even though the showers are trying to move in on us. So we will continue to hang out here, be prepared to possibly adjust our set so that we don't have...
I just zipped my microphone inside my jacket.
Whoops.
I was going to step away for a minute, and I took my headset off, and I went, oh, wait a minute, I'm still plugged up. What's going on? And my mic cable is down inside my jacket, so I've got to make a minor, what was that, a costume adjustment? Yeah? Anyway, I'm going to step off for a second, and I'll be back with you in a minute. So hold down the fort, will you? And
hold it down.
Don't get too wet.
Don't get too wet. All right, you gonna go get the umbrella? That'll stop the rain. Actually, you know, if we get our umbrellas out, that's always the case, right? When you have the umbrella, it doesn't rain. When you don't have it, it rains. So, Yeah, but get everybody to bring your umbrellas out. That'll push the rain away. That's what will happen. So we are here at the 50th Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. We are coming up on our 7 o'clock launch. Our Dawn Patrol and Krispy Kreme did a little mini show for us this morning, but there are rain showers in the area if you have just tuned in. And we do expect these light showers. That is one of the things about rain here in Albuquerque. We don't get the really heavy 2-3 inch rainfall that happens. We'll get a drizzle, and if we're really lucky, we'll get up to 1/10 of an inch of rain at a time. Most of the time we measure rain here in the hundredths of an inch, so certainly much less than that. You can see that our balloonists, though, are already, if there is a window of opportunity, looking down the row of all the big ride balloons. That's our view from the stage as they look out. Baskets still on the trailers, but the crowd is still hanging around. Hopefully that we can get something through. We're starting to get a little bit of light as our cameras are able to pick up a little bit more. As I look over to the mountains on the east, yes, our mountains are on the east. The cloud deck over there is very low, and definitely can hardly even see the mountains for the low clouds over there. Balloons are federally registered aircraft. There you can see how the mountaintop is obscured and how low the clouds come down. The balloons are registered aircraft, as we talked about. We fly under VFR, visual flight rules, which means we have to be so far away from clouds, above, below, and off to the side. And we have to be able to be seen and see other aircraft under visual flight rules. So if we were flying up against the mountain, which is not something we would do in any situation, we would not be able to fly over there because the ceiling is too low there. Here at Balloon Fiesta Park, it is definitely much higher. And we could, if everything else were conducive to good, safe flying. Oh, of course she is. Ruth Lind is working her way through Main Street and all the fun activities up there just a moment ago, talking about the Air Force, and now she's made her way into the craft tent, Ruth?
So far, it's looking
yes,
like
I'm in the craft tent this
today.
morning in a booth that I saw yesterday and knew we had to come back to. I'm with artist Michelle Oye. She's from Pasadena, California, and she creates some amazing art, but without paint. Michelle, tell us what you're doing here.
Okay, I am
Kenny
a
and,
flower artist.
in the building,
21
Joe.
years already. Okay, I use a real flower, just like here, and the real leaves. Okay, this picture I made for a poem. That poem is right here. It's called
Look out, and gets to be buying all of those things as well. This is Wednesday at the 50th Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Our Dawn Patrol show did not fly this morning. They put a little show on for us, as did our Krispy Kreme globe. And we are coming up now on our Flight of the Nations Mass Ascension, our national anthem. We're going to be performing the national anthem with a candlestick burn from our balloon of the day, Bill Lee, and his balloon, True Lee. That will be taking place near the stage, and we'll bring that to you here momentarily. I think we're about just over 2 minutes away from the national anthem. And of course, our Flight of the Nations, presented by New Mexico True. You need to visit all the wonderful places here in New Mexico. And while you're here, or make another trip back to New Mexico, plan to spend time and see all the wonderful places, historical, geographical, just beautiful, entertaining, informative, wonderful things to do here in New Mexico.
What'd you do, run out of adjectives?
Well, it's all New Mexico. I'm filling time there, it's like, okay, we got 2 minutes.
I know.
Now we're down to like
Albuquerque got winds about 10 miles
Hey,
per hour
yesterday
from
we
the
were
southeast.
talking about how that low cloud bank formed along the foothills
Yeah, you look
of
how
the
low it is.
Sandias. And Now it's like the Sandias are Cloud Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cloudy over there.
We were just talking about that as you as you slipped away.
Sorry,
yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. So.
You know, it was really nice looking yesterday because it was really a thin layer,
it was.
just very low.
Yeah, just very low right at the foothills, but you can see the peak very clearly.
Not
above
today.
It. Not today, no. It's kind of like if you were flying in the clouds, you could run smack into that mountain, which is one reason why we don't fly in clouds.
And frankly, really nowhere near that mountain.
No,
we will fly. We will on a good day with the right wind direction. We will fly over it, but we will go 2,000 feet over the top of that
right,
mountain.
which means up to about between 12 and 13,000 feet at the top of the peak.
I have not done that.
I've never done that either, but I can remember. I have friends who've done it. My friend Pat Harwell and Art Schaefer did it some years ago, and I can remember when almost every Fiesta on one of the off days, you know, somebody would go out and try that flight.
And ladies and gentlemen, here we go with our national anthem performed this morning by the Sandia Singers and our balloon of the day, New Mexico, Truly.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, they proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Our national anthem and our balloon of the day. You can see the fuel burners doing a bit of a show over there in front of our main stage. And there's entertainment throughout.
All right, so it looks like it's going to be raining out today here in Windham this morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Albuquerque, and we'll have some flight training. And actually the weather can be live because it's actually the right time for this over here, so. But with a live time, all that shit. I can't see nobody's tags on this dude. There we go, we got one. We're going to the balloon fields over here. I see Canyon over there. We are in Albuquerque. Show me what you can do. We are, hold on. So I am literally like, I just saw you a second ago. Over here at the fairgrounds. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah, I saw you a second ago, Canyon. I don't know what happened. I don't see Joe either. Joe, where you at? I think the nearest airport, the airport base is KSAF. Hey, baby. I am the only one here. I am chilling like I don't care. I don't know, I thought Joe was coming. It was your idea, bruh. It's your idea. It's y'all hanging up above me and I can't see y'all. I guess for today's training, we're going to try to use the winds to steer, maybe do several landings, stuff like that. I see Joe Chips. Chip, 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 chip. You good, Kenny, and don't worry, no stress, man, no stress. This shit happens all the time, bro. Happens all the time. So I guess we can do a couple of challenges today for training. Find you a big open field and try to graze the grass without actually like hitting, touching the ground. Pretty much see how close you can float as evenly as possible on the ground without touching it. We can do something like that. Do a couple of practice landings. You can do like the 1,000 feet per second ascension, whatever y'all want to do. Y'all feel like y'all need training in practice. This is what this is for practicing. I'm definitely going to do some grass glazing because I want to practice on that. Oh, my balloon getting all tipsy-fied. Alright, so y'all can take off whatever. We're just training now, so I'm just getting my stuff loaded and I'm gonna take off because I'm tired of being on the ground. Welcome back, Canyon. I see you're gonna be one of our morning crew people with us, or on our side, morning crew. What are these little things? That's weird. We can make those. Do you have those in there? Alright, so winds are out the southeast about 8 ground speed, 15 knots. Headed to Grand Rio this morning. Live weather, live time, everything is legit live on this thing. You better get up, Joe. You better get up, bro. Get that wall. Bam. I'm not gonna lie, if I ever moved to New Mexico, I'm living right over here somewhere. We can practice like target drops, like I don't know, whatever y'all feel like y'all need to work on. That Albuquerque hits for real. There could be money involved. They got another simmer that flies with a couple of people I saw on Facebook the other day. I'm gonna try to find him and tell him to come join us. Is that a railroad track right there? How long have you been flying balloons on here, Canyon? I'm start calling you Can. How long you been flying balloons on here? Two months, hey, not bad, but yeah. So I guess training, training is good to have. I've been flying this balloon since it first came out on 2024, but I also had the other hot air balloon stuff for 2020. Even the add-ons and all that, but I can't do that for some reason on this fucking 2024. I don't know what happened. My community folder or something got on, I don't know, but it doesn't work anymore. And I've been trying to like create liveries. That's a pain in the ass. All the coding and shit, like, Lord have mercy. I see why nobody does that shit. Welcome aboard. Have you flown in real life? Gotta watch out for them cable wires and them harnesses. Fucking snap your balloon in half. As soon as they go to this neighborhood, they got a field over there. I'm gonna try to graze the grass. Hell yeah. So see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you've flown in a balloon, so you know. It's hard to explain to people that haven't. Let's just put it that way. That's one of the main reasons why I put this group together, is to unite all the balloonists, because, as I say before, we are the rarest breed of pilots in aviation. Flying a hot air balloon is the most difficult and challenging aircraft to steer or float, because there's no steer without a steering wheel. You have nothing to steer with, really. I mean, they got turn events now, but not in these yet. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a special kind of pilot to fly these balloons. So nobody really understands if you've never flown in one. But oh my gosh, like, I've crashed twice and I've still flown several more times, like, several. And this is, I can't explain it to people that don't understand. You know exactly what I'm talking about, how I'm feeling, bro. Welcome, and we're just going to continue to grow. Invite your friends, tell your people, share the stuff. Like, I'm always posting on Facebook. I think tomorrow, Joe, we're going to be in a different state. We're going to be in Massachusetts, I believe. For our next state, which Connecticut will be another state down. And once we get done with the Albuquerque thing, we will be doing a world tour. So no, you can't, Joe. You can't. I mean, we did it yesterday morning because the winds were swirly, but last night, me, T. White, and Joe Chips were flying, and it was nice. The weather was good, partly cloudy. Do our thing, take off, not even about 20 minutes. I turn around, look in the distance, I see rain. I'm like, all right. Not even 5 minutes later, the skies done turned dark. Man. So yeah, we had our flight a little bit early though yesterday because all the rain and all the storms coming in. Yeah, I think as long as we stay at the same level, we're all gonna be staying together. Careful there, y'all. Careful. Alright, they got some fields coming up here eventually. Shit. Oh, look, they got a river. Splash and dash time. Alright, part of the training here. Be a little difficult. The winds are about 8 to 16, feet and knots. I'm going to drop this tree line, splash and dash, and get out. I think we should definitely do schedule some training days. Be good to have, especially for people that really haven't flown much. Yeah, I try to tell people flying a hot air balloon is like playing a game of chess. You got to be ahead of, a couple of steps ahead of your opponent and yourself. Flash and dash time, baby. Come on. Splash and dash, baby. Alright, get Canyon in for the splash and dash. Can you get in there? Get in there, yeah. Get in there. Yeah, splash and dash. Alright, Joe Chips, you're up next, buddy. Is he going for the double dip or no? He ain't about to. Too much wind. See a bear. That's cool as fuck. I see horses and cows and shit. And dead people. I love you, stop. Alright, Joe, where you going? What you doing over there? Yeah, drop. Oh, shit. You caught yourself like a little different wind, didn't you? I don't know how you be doing that shit. Motherfucker caught a whole different fucking push. Can, watch out. There you go. So y'all be scaring me sometimes. Like the other day, I don't know what was going on with everybody, but it's like everybody was playing hot air balloon destruction derby in that bitch. Including me. I fucking crashed into a tree. It was a wild man. Oh, thank God there's a little hole right here. Under this fuck. I mean, everybody was crashing into something, man. I'm like, Lord Jesus. Right, that's a right of way, I believe. No, that's not a right of way. That's just a little trail. Cool. stopping right now. Yo, Scooby. Nah, you good, brother. We just training. We got rained out this morning, so we're just having a training day here in Albuquerque. We shall be back again in the evening and in the morning, like always. I think that's on the schedule. Let me see. Hold on. That's not what I was looking for. Trying to see, what's the date, man? The 30th, yeah, okay, so, no, we're going to Rhode Island. We're going to Rhode Island, the smallest state in America. So we'll be in Rhode Island tomorrow. Let's see, where? We're going to be in Richmond, Sterling, and Lincoln, Rhode Island. Starting tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Then we'll be in Massachusetts. Then we'll be in New Hampshire for 3 days in Concord for a competition. And then yeah, so we'll just go from there. I'm gonna end up doing like a midweek competition. It's only gonna be a 2-day event, like every 2 or 3 weeks, just so those who can't make it on the weekend, if they want to compete, they can still make it during the week. I mean, more than likely, I'm not going to be competing in the competition because of the fact that I want to be able to make sure everybody's playing fair. Joe, more likely, unless we're playing Hare and Hound, you know, which we will be doing, but like all the fly-ins, me and Joe mainly are going to be sitting back with our cameras and we're going to be watching everybody. Also live broadcast, so y'all can see yourselves fly in and stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna, so definitely in a few weeks, we're gonna have definitely another competition. We'll just figure it out. We'll figure it all out. And I thought they had fields over here, man. Lord Jesus. We went the wrong way. Now I got an east wind push, slightly like an east-southeast. I know they got fields and shit, I'm just saying, I thought they were a lot closer than I thought they were. Oh lordy. Yeah, I think we're gonna schedule some training day. I think we'll do training days on delay days or whatever. I'm sure we'll get a couple of those. Anybody else catch the east wind? Or is it just me? I'm just trying to see how accurate this fucking weather sim is with everybody. That's why I'm asking. Because I'm at like east at 12 right now, 6 ground speed at 53, give or take, altitude. 5300. Joe's having fun in all the fields. I just got a bunch of trees and shit. Okay, so you are too? Yeah, just making sure, man. I'm trying to I'm asking all these for like competition day kind of shit, you know? Because I want to make sure everybody's in the fair, on the level playing field, fair game, everything. And in Albuquerque, there will be gift cards. Like I said, we will have some gift cards. I'm going to get a couple of sponsors to help sponsor the live stream charity event while the real life Albuquerque is actually going on. We're going to be simultaneously in the simulation. So. So more than likely in fly-in days, me and Joe will take off from wherever the location is, and then we'll just fly out on the national anthem, whatever. And once that green flag hits in the bottom right, that'll be everybody's turn to go, and then I'm actually gonna get a timer set up so people actually go see the timer of the clock of the the target. So I mean, technically right now, we have about 20 pilots in the balloon tribe, and about half and half is morning and half is afternoon. Which, I mean, that's cool, Mornings have, like yesterday morning, we had the most balloons in the morning ever. Thanks to you and Ken. And then we got Scooby. Right, doing practice landing here. Unless the wind. Oh yeah, never mind. The wind said, "Oh, watch this! Ha 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 ha, bitch! You thought so?" Yeah, me and winds are like the red lights on the road, bro. Just the worst timing ever. There'll be a little more inside the field over there, but I don't think that's going to work. But that's what all about training is about. Don't be close. And always watch your shadow if you get a chance to watch your shadow. It always helps guide you. It's like a mirror reflection. Boom. Alright. Nice touch and go. That was a smooth touch and go. Caught a little gust there. Yeah, we're just playing in the trees and shit. I just practice landing right now until I can get some clear field so I can, man, this direction sucks. It's not what I was expecting. How low that fuck that was. Holy shit. Gonna turn my basket sideways the wrong way. Hi, animals. Oh, nobody's skinny dipping in them pools over there, Joe. Look like a pool. Oh yeah, you said pool on the comment thing. Greg Room or Gree Groom. Gree Groom. I see some power towers up ahead, guys and girls. 4 trees. More trees, please. Yeah, I see some pools down here. Power towers ahead. Power towers ahead. Yeah, watch some power towers, Joe. Right in front of you. I think I'm gonna jump up about 10,000 feet real quick, see what we can do up here. See y'all later. Going about 15,000. I'm at altitude. I mean, the altitude's already at 5,000 something, so I'm going about 10,000 above that. Overburn like a overkill. Get up, Joe. Get up the power lines, dog. All of a sudden, we done caught like speed up in this bitch. We got fields out here. My drone's so fast. Oh, yeah. The fuck is that? Yeah, y'all building over here. Alright, so we're gonna be at this place. I guess a hospital. Not a bad shot. I don't know if we're gonna make it that way, but Joe's trying to outburn me, huh? I see what you doing, bro. I mean, we kind of, like, you took off, man, we kind of stay low the whole way. We're like, screw it, we're going high, like. Balloon the basket got turned around when I hit the ground a couple times and landed. It's Ken, yo. These winds are kind of roughly up here, huh? Well, they're a little slower, but never mind. They're bipolar as hell. You're bipolar. What? Bipolar as hell. 1 minute he is happy, next minute he got a hook with a nail. He's a happy. He's bipolar. That's the wind of the weather when you're in this shit. Oh yeah, I'm going completely the other way now. completely the other one. Oh, definitely shifted. Holy shit. Let's go shopping, folks. Alright, we're at Walmart. You know, people in their daily lives doing their thing. Can't really see nobody yet, but we shall soon. Walmart. Willy Walmart. Willy Wonka Walmart Factory. Da-da-da. Alright, I got 51% fuel. Shit. Man, that thing forever to go up there. Fuck it, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Quit singing, B. It's not studio time right now. Alright, let's see how much I can drop these bits without fucking collapsing. I'm about to bottleneck train my balloon. Don't know what a bottlenecking it means. Pretty much taking as much air as you can out of the balloon, and it looks more like a bottleneck before actually collapsing without collapsing it. My fucking rope at? That is at 26 Celsius. This is at 22 Celsius. Alright, so I got it close to about 20 degrees Celsius. Falling, I'm really not falling that fast. I'm only falling 615 feet per minute. Alright, so that dropped down to, that's crazy. The air is definitely different over here. I can usually drop this thing at least 1,000 feet per minute. There we go. Now I'm at 1,000 feet per minute. I don't know what the hell is going on. Must have some updrafts and some sheer like fucking winds up here, man. But yeah, I'm falling 1,000 feet per second right now. All of a sudden it stopped. There's definitely a downdraft, guys, so y'all be careful when you get closer down. Definitely a downdraft. I hear jet. right over us. That can's way up there. Holy shit, son. We'll stop and get some wind. Alright, do some more practice landings. I got 46% propane fuel percentage left. Whoops. Don't worry, people, I got insurance. So is your homeowner's license. Sir, it doesn't cover the hot air balloon. I don't give a fuck. It's still gonna count, dude. You know the insurance company, they be like, hey, you're covered for this and this and this, and something else happens, well, we don't cover that. I'm like, well, could have predicted that shit, you know. Damn downdraft again. Ba-da-da. I know Can's up there somewhere unless he snuck down behind me again. He's up there somewhere. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. This is what I literally be doing in the balloon by myself, just being weird. Training video. I was expecting that. Can comes out of nowhere on me. Look at the green field. There's a green field over here. Alright, well, and they got water. Okay. Okay. I'm probably not gonna make either one of them though, asshole. Nope. I guess we can still go to Walmart. What's this? What? Something, I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, you can see the balloons now. Oh, shit. green area right there. Also green area to land in is not trees. Power line? No. Cool. I need to change turn my balloon basket. I can't stand flying like this. That's why they need turning vents in this yacht. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I need to turn my shit. Turn this way. So let's take a peek out here and take a picture or two. Can. Where the hell Joe went? Joe, where you at? That's not the showcase that I wanted. Oh, he over there playing in the houses. Hey, we're all going to Walmart. We're going to Walmart over here. Maybe not. Yo, Alan, what's up, bro? Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up, man. Dude, I'm happy for you, brother. Trust me. There ain't no feeling like a feeling of a high, of a balloon high, man. Yo, that's what's up, man. Why do I feel short? Yeah, y'all continue to have fun and be safe. And, man, look, just, like I said, give us some... Post them pictures and videos whenever you get a chance, bro. I'm glad you had a good flight too, man. I'm glad you had a safe landing, and you know, definitely do your thing. We miss you out here in the skies, but the real skies need y'all. So I've been watching some of y'all's videos and y'all's stories on y'all's Facebook too. Pretty badass. Our thing this morning got rained out, so we're just doing training flights in Albuquerque right now. This is Can. He's one of our newest pilots. We're like morning shifts to us. Remember, it's Group A, and we got Group B in the evening. So Can's more of a morning or Group A kind of pilot. You know, y'all are more Group B, because, I mean, you're all in the same time zone, which makes sense, you know, but it's cool. I mean, it works out like that, so. Yeah, copy that, Joe. Joe said he's fixing to land in a couple of minutes, and I kind of agree. You know, I'm gonna see if I can make it to Walmart and land in the parking lot. Not too sure though. You know, drop my balloon there and go inside, get an NOS, and call it a day. I mean, our planes and shit is super fucking awesome, and they got us from like one side of the United States to the other in like a heartbeat. We got the fastest teleporting fucking Back to the Future kind of shit you've ever seen in your life. If we broke the Matrix code, man, that's all it was. We just broke the Matrix code. We found cheat codes for that shit. Try to make it to Walmart. If you can, I get it. Walmart's right up there. Yeah, no power lines or nothing. No, okay. Neon, no power lines. Hey, look. Kind of somewhere in this area we're gonna be landing. That Palace Castle place looks like there's nobody in the parking lot. Yeah. Plus, I need some new socks. Mine keep disappearing out the dryer. Anybody else have that problem? Like, you don't realize the sock's missing until you realize the sock's missing because you only have one left over. Like, it's just crazy. Hey, Ken, you can fly as long as you want, my boy. Hey, I'm about to, I gotta go take a shower and, you know, kind of get my day going a little bit. We definitely appreciate you, brother, and then, you know, welcome to the Tribe family, and like I said, we're pretty much here every day doing it, realistic as possible, as you can see today. I think what, Joe, we had like, what, 3 weeks of good weather, then the last week we've had like 2 or 3 weather delays, it happens, but we'll take those weather delays and turn them into training days. All right. Down, Brad. I just read, oh yeah, your comment, and all I hear is Macho Man, oh yeah. Rest in peace, dog. Well, you're now headed to Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory, in Walnut Factory. Let's see something real quick. What is this damn thing, man? Let's see something. No. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the balloons are on the way in. Okay, so apparently, well, that's just the engine part, so we're good. There's no power lines right here. It starts there. Alright, so we got our balloons coming on in. I could be on the good. Oh, get out the way. I don't know what the hell all this shit is in here. Alright, cans dropping in for the landing. Very nice. Very nice. Alright. I don't think you're gonna make any of that, Joe. You might. I'm literally going straight to the Walmart. Like, the only thing you can see clear in this whole fucking thing just about is Walmart. Like a Five Guys right there. Dude, better. Taco Bell. Man, it was a good little spot we landed at. That was fun, man. That was fun. Yep, Joe's going down. Yeah, leave me up here to be the last one to land again. That's the plan. Well, thank y'all for flying with us, you know, and y'all have an awesome kick-ass day, and we'll be back again this evening, weather permitting. But yeah, so y'all have a good day. I know y'all about to roll out. I'm gonna land this baby, and then I'm gonna do the same. So good hanging out with y'all, and we'll see y'all soon. Yeah, the cars keep vanishing. Too bad it can't happen in rush hour when you're trying to get somewhere. Dude, your balloon's possessed. That bitch just got resurrected from the fucking... Look at it, you know what the Your soul is mine. Oh, that's hilarious. What about Monday, Ken? What about Monday? Is that like the next available flight day? Drop this baby right on in this little spot. Well, that's what I say. Look, that's that pylon right there, bro. Look, oh, look how close. It's blah. Blah, blah, blah. Look at the grass. It's all fucked up. There's a little bump. Yep. Yep. Beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. Very nice. Very nice, bruh. Very nice. Come on, tip over, bitch. Whoa. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, another day or morning is in the books. We were rained out, unfortunately, in the Windham area this morning, but it does not mean that we won't be able to fly this evening. The weather looks like it might be pretty decent. We'll see. So yeah. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us this morning. Thank you, Ken and Joe Chips. Shout out to Alan and all you people out there with your hot air balloon festival going on. Y'all be safe. Safety first, safety first, safety first. And yeah, give me some pictures and videos one day, and when y'all get done, I'd love to see them. But all right, y'all. Well, this is Bayou Man Gaming. I'm about to go handle my other business, and y'all have an awesome kick-ass day. And remember, you are special in your own way. And if someone says you're not, then tell them, why you hating, bitch? Y'all have a good one. See y'all this evening. Yeah.